Brought to you by The Vault.
Hi, I'm Shy.
And I'm Kathy, and this is our Girlfriends Talk Show where each week we have fun and we spill the tea.
Or the wine. Be sure to find us wherever you listen to your podcast and follow us on social media. Welcome, everybody, to episode 21.
Girlfriends Talk Show with Shy and Kathy.
The episode where we're going to explore marriage and everything that goes with it.
Yeah,
or everything that doesn't need to be in it.
So the question of the day is marriage? Question mark. So you can read into that whatever you choose. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we have led off for the past, I don't know, I think since January with your wedding countdown. So that's kind of where
we're in the single digits now.
Our subject matter has come from. So we're on the 7 days in counting train now. We're way past double digits in the single and going forward with it. Because in 7 days on today, actually, you'll already be married.
I kind of I just got some butterflies and some weird jitter. Like, my eyes twitching a little bit right here. So, do you see it?
Yeah.
We just started. Is that a bad sign?
It's an anxiety sign. Anyway, so we had a sleepover last night, and we talked about...
We had a pillow fight in our panties.
I mean... Did you have to tell that?
Drink wine. Well, when you say we slept over, automatically...
Well, you might as well just propagate the,
Yeah, that's what I do. I take care of their fantasies. So anyway, yes, we had a sleepover last night.
Actually, that's my role.
We drank 2 bottles of wine, and we talked about a lot of things. And I told Kathy about my my small anxiety issues that I've been having.
She's diagnosed herself with some kind of crazy throat lump that won't go away.
It's for real, though.
And it could be cancer, but it could be anxiety.
It's anxiety, and I forgot what it's called.
It's a weird name.
It is, but I was like, I feel like I've been taking a lot of vitamins here lately, and I'm like, I don't think I've swallowed the vitamins because I feel like there's something
like she has a hamster pouch.
Throat.
Like she has a hamster pouch, and they're all just right there.
Just right here. So this has been going on for like 4 days. So I Googled it, and come to find out, it is part of anxiety.
Can be.
Yes. So constantly swallowing or feeling like you have a lump in your throat at all times, not being able... It's anxiety.
That lump in your throat may have been marriage number 4. I mean, really, because that might be a reason that you're anxious about marriage number 5.
Well, I will say that all of my marriages, every one of them that I've gone into, the first one and the second one to the same person, both of those times I felt obligated to do so in a way.
Obligated to get married?
Obligated.
I never understood that part.
And
no, the first time was an escape.
The first time I wanted to get away from the house.
Yeah.
Just cut and dry. I wanted to get out of the house. Second time is because we had 2 children, the first marriage, and then I felt obligated to get back with them. And then the third and the fourth time, it was another obligation kind of thing. My grandpa wanted me to be well taken care of, kind of old school thinking.
He wanted you to have health insurance.
Get with somebody that's going to take care of you, that has good retirement, that can take care of the kids, blah, blah, blah. So he saw that opportunity as somebody that will take care of me. What they didn't see is the inside of the household and what he did when he was outside of the household. So whenever they passed away.
So there is no obligatory feeling at this point?
With this one, I have not felt anything like the way I felt with the other 4.
Okay.
At all.
That's good. We need it to be different.
I've been happy about it. I've had a little bit of anxiety about it.
I need you to
But I don't think it's because of the marriage part. I think it's the whole, we're going to a different state. We're planning kind of a trip with it. My future bride does not have anything together. At all. She just got her outfit, which may or may not work. She doesn't have shoes to go with it. She doesn't. That's causing me anxiety. Yeah. So
none of these things get better. I just want to let you know. So what you're seeing now, you're going to see again, and it's going to be magnified. And so that was part of our conversation last night as we were pillow fighting.
I was I have been a procrastinator my whole life, but this woman right here takes the freaking procrastination cake. Like, takes it to a whole nother level.
Good times.
It is serious, y'all, and it causes me great anxiety. So that's going to be our first battle to kind of work with and holster that in a little bit.
I did say compromise. But today also happens to be Galentine's Day, so cheers to that.
Which is why you stayed the night last night, and we went to eat lunch today.
That's right. I celebrate Galentine's Day for 3 days. Literally last night I spent the night with my bestie here, my podcast co-host.
We cuddled.
We actually did cuddle. I was like, snuggle me. And I don't like to be snuggled. Anyway.
She doesn't let her husband snuggle her, but she lets him.
Ew.
That is
I really don't want anybody other than you to snuggle me.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Aw.
Happy Galentine's.
That's cute. And then tonight I'm going to Galentine's with some of my Galentines from work. And then I'm going to play Pekino with 11 other women that I love.
Old women.
Well, I'm just 10 now because one of them dropped out. So, and then tomorrow on real Valentine's Day, I'm still celebrating Galentine's Day, and I'm going to have drinks with my other friends.
Well, what about your husband? What are you going to do?
He just had a procedure. He's at home.
Oh my gosh! So you're not going to celebrate Valentine's with him?
I mean, I'll go home sometime
after 24 years of marriage.
Valentine's Day.
What would you get? What do you get him for Valentine's Day?
I usually make him a special dinner that I only make him on Valentine's Day, and he loves it. But I have a lot of social plans this weekend, so it's going to have to wait.
Kathy,
I know, right?
Well, what
about
the
new liberated
What
me?
did he get you? What is he gonna? What does he usually get you?
Well, he got me what I asked for because that's
the pillowcase.
I got a silk pillowcase and a really nice new pillow.
That's not high maintenance at all.
Not at all. It's $200 worth of pillow and pillowcase.
You haven't got him a gift.
I mean, not yet. I'm not getting him a gift.
Are you gonna?
No, I'm not. But let's talk about Galentine's Day.
If you don't get a gift, at least do that.
I'm gonna
without asking him for.
I'm gonna make him chicken pot pie. I mean, that costs money. All of it costs money. I mean, after 20,
Does
sorry.
Does he know we cuddle?
No, and he doesn't watch this podcast either, so it's a good thing.
God.
Anyway, so Galentine's Day, back to the subject. Galentine's Day is fictional, honestly, and we've just grabbed it because girls need an excuse to hang out together the day before Valentine's Day. But it is from a 2010 Parks and Rec episode. And Leslie Knope was hilarious. But anyway, so she had a party for her female friends the day before Valentine's Day. And this is a quote straight from Leslie. Every February 13th, my lady friends and I leave our husbands and our boyfriends at home, and we just come and kick it. Yeah. Right? Breakfast style. Ladies celebrating ladies. It's like Lilith Fair minus the angst plus frittatas, because that's what they ate on Galentine's Day.
Nice.
Anyway, happy Galentine's Day, girls.
So what we've done for this episode is we have taken the word marriage and we have asked marriage questions to people that are not married and never been married.
Yeah, so it's a real technical survey conducted by pollsters, Shy and Kathy. Mm-hmm. And we literally picked people in different categories. So
divorcees.
Yeah.
People that have been married for 100 years.
We even got a male perspective for someone that's been married 100 years.
That's pretty awesome.
I know, right? I had to find a boy.
So we will come back with some of these surveys.
It's not my husband either, just by the way.
She wouldn't survey him. We will come back with these survey answers. That would require talking to your husband.
No, he would just blow it up with a bunch of BS is what he would do. He would tell me how perfect I am. He would tell me that he would marry me all over again.
He tells you everything you want to hear because you've trained him to do so. And now you complain that he does so.
He's like my little puppet.
This guy.
Did I really just say that out loud?
Did. Thank God he doesn't watch or listen. So then
I just said that out loud.
He gets her gifts. Now this, I've had to get on to Catherine a few times about this.
It's serious. She called me Catherine.
I do when I talk about
I know.
Nolan and what has
my
happened.
Deficiencies. No, when you talk about my deficiencies.
She will say, example. Oh man, I really need a weighted blanket. That's going to help me sleep. That's going to help my anxiety. What does Nolan do? He hears that. He puts it into his little head, writes it in his notebook.
He's got a big head.
A few weeks later, guess what arrives? A weighted blanket for Kathy. So how sweet.
I sound so ungrateful.
How sweet of a notion was that for him to do when it comes in, she's like, no, I didn't want it. I wanted to do more research about it. And I wasn't sure what weight that I really wanted. And I wasn't sure about, no, not yet.
It's a 25-pound weighted blanket. It's literally like having a 4-year-old lay on you all the time. I mean, it was very restricting, and it was nice in a way.
You said you wanted one. He got you one.
But you shouldn't get, it's based on your body weight. Should have been a 15-pound.
This happens constantly. So,
but I did ask him, so this pillow, he surprised me with the pillow, right? I wanted the pillowcase. And he surprises me with this new pillow because I left my other pillow, which I am infamous for doing, in Mandeville. And so he buys me this new expensive pillow, and I'm looking at the literature, and it says that it comes in soft, firm, or soft, medium, and firm. And I'm like, so which one did you get? Soft, medium, or firm?
Question. That is a loaded question. Which one did he get?
He got me soft.
And which one would you have preferred?
Medium.
Oh, poor guy. He can't win for losing, man. Can't win for losing.
I was like, oh, okay.
Dude passes out into a diabetic coma while they're on their way to a Mardi Gras ball. What happens?
We were at dinner.
Kathy still goes to the Mardi Gras ball and calls their son to come and get their dad.
No, I
his
called
dad.
him. I made sure
take
he was
him
okay
home.
first. And then I packed him up in the car and went to the ball.
She said her exact words, I have spent too much money on this dress and my hair. I'm going to the ball. Nolan, get in the car with Grant and you will go home.
That happened, really.
And I called her Catherine for 2 weeks after because I was Team Nolan for the only time in his life.
I'm sweating right now.
All right, let's...
I bet my husband doesn't want to be married anymore.
That might be what you're getting for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
All right, so...
I got a room at your house.
So you do, and I'll snuggle with you until you start barking orders or touching the radio.
Or your wife
Or
gets home.
Yeah, we can't do it. My wife's home. So this sounds so sketch, but it's really not. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk about the survey that we conducted on several of these people.
Very scientifically conducted survey.
I think it's really cool and enlightening on what certain walks of life think about marriage. So we'll talk about that coming up. Hey, you! Yes, you! Watching or listening to this amazing podcast hosted by two of the most dynamic and brilliant women you'll ever meet.
Advertise with us and watch your business grow as big as our heads.
Seriously, hit us up at vault.news/contact and find out how affordable you can advertise on our show.
All right, we're back, and we're talking about marriage, ? I think I'm just going to say that for the rest of forever. Marriage, ?
So before you got married, Kathy, this is one of the questions we've asked somebody. Before you got married, what was your idea of marriage?
Well, I had fantastic parents that are still married, technically. My dad's passed away, but my mother still wears her wedding ring every day and still considers herself married.
And has never been remarried.
And will not get remarried. So I had great examples of what marriage looked like. And it wasn't perfect every day, but when they had conflict, there was also resolution. And they were wise enough to show myself, my sister, and my brother. Now, with that said, we've all had our moments. My sister's been married twice. My brother is still married technically, but isn't married technically, just really can't afford the divorce. And then I've been married for 7,000 years. And y'all can tell how happy it is. So
it's everyday happiness.
It's everyday happiness. Every second of every day.
You would think that I would be like...
We are both shitting rainbows.
This side of marriage with a best friend like this and all her happiness. You would think that I wouldn't even be getting married.
I am literally showing you the real grit that comes with it. I mean... So I did a little... really, it's not that bad. Anyway, I did a little marriage history... I don't know, Google. So basically, marriage is defined as an institution in which interpersonal relationships, usually sexual, are acknowledged or sanctioned, right? Gotcha. But it says that the Middle English were the first to institutionalize marriage, like really make it legal. And that happened around 1250. But there, of course, it's mentioned in the Bible that marriage was sanctioned back there, but it was a religious ceremony. It wasn't like legal. So it's also considered in lots of cultures to be compulsory before pursuing any sexual activity. So you must get married before you do anything sexual.
Mm-hmm.
So did you abide by that?
No. No, I did not. Did you?
I did. I already had
no,
a kid.
You didn't. No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I would never buy a cow before I tried the milk.
I wouldn't either. I mean, and that's just my personal opinion.
Now, I do respect
back
people
in the
that
day,
do. I think it's perfectly fine.
I think way back in the day, a lot of people, that's the way they did it. It's the way they were brought up.
They
that's
still
the way
are.
They were taught.
They still are.
I'm going to say that. Many people, if that many people still do that, I'll say more people say they do than do.
I
and
know.
Just because, and I'm going to say.
I'm not going to say it because they'll know who I'm talking
think
about.
Think about it. The world we live in today, do you think that it is really humanly possible to wait until you get married? Say somebody's getting married at 30. Wait until you get married?
Actually, those are the people that are more likely to not have had sex yet because they've been, serious about maintaining their integrity until they get married. Yeah, I do. I actually do.
So you gauge your integrity on sex?
No. Their whatever it is, their virginity. I mean, I don't care. They keep it intact. Can I have some more wine?
Yes. Yes.
I do believe there are people out there that do that. And I think it's fine. I respect it.
It is, yes.
I was stupid. I got knocked up twice on accident. I mean, so hello.
I've
Anyway.
already lost my train of thought. I have no idea where I'm going from here. I don't know. I'm just going to drink.
So we're going to talk about our survey results. And I challenged Shy to find some people in her life, one that a couple or part of the couple that had been married for extended amount of time and are still married now. Somebody that was either recently divorced or what else was it? It was recently divorced or going through a divorce. And did you find somebody to do that? Okay, that's too bad. I have somebody.
Here I am.
Yeah. And then someone that had never been married. So we kind of took those parameters. We asked them some questions and we came up with these results. So kind of what I wanted to know is marriage still viable? And the people that are married, are they happy? Yeah. So I will say for the most part, yes, the people that are still married and have not been married.
In my survey, it is that, yes.
Yeah, are cool with it.
It's people that have been married for many years that I feel like have grown together. They've molded together. They've made their lives together.
Yeah.
And they know nothing but each other, and they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's a hump that you have to get over in your marriage span to where you get to that point. And then once you get over that hump, then it's just like home free. You'll be going through your 50th and 60th anniversary.
I will tell you that I still, and we're married almost 24 years, still don't take that for granted that we'll be married tomorrow. I don't. I can't. I'm never going to feel like I'm on easy road, you know?
Yeah, well, that's
why I keep having sex for money.
She said it, I didn't.
I mean, you got to build up that bank account somehow, ladies.
I appreciate it. When we go on trips, she pays, or Nolan pays.
I take it for the team.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this was interesting because I surveyed this 40-plus-year-old man that's been married for a significant amount of time. And I really wanted to get the male perspective of marriage, right? So I asked some questions like, why did you get married? Because I always like to know what somebody's motivator is. You know, was she knocked up? Did her dad threaten you? None of that happened. This person was in his early 20s and thought, he was actually 22, and thought that it was time. Like he had seen it.
Time to get
married. He had seen it and done it all. At 22. And it was time to settle down. And he also said that he was getting it on the regular, and that was very important to him at the time.
He wanted to keep getting it on the regular. Yeah. Little did he know.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen forever. He's only been married once. What did he think marriage was going to be like before he got married? He thought it was pretty romantic, that they would always be together, they would travel and see the world, and that it would never, ever get boring.
Okay, and what has happened? Did that all play out the way he thought it was?
No, because let me move on in these
Okay.
questions. Did he get pre-wedding jitters? Nope, he didn't. Which I was like, well, that's okay. Except the priest that married me said no one was sweating bullets, and that was actually the good thing. So did he do anything regrettable on his bachelor party? He said he really didn't have one. They were poor. But that he did go out with the entire wedding party and get super wasted and threw up. What were his thoughts on his wedding day? He was a little bit nervous, but he just wanted to get it over with because he had a whole lot of family from out of town and he wanted to get it over with. That's what he
Nice.
said.
Lots of pressure.
What does he think marriage is about now? Now, this was the one that I was really like riveted to find out.
Okay, because before he got married, he thought it was going to be about trips and seeing the world and having
Being
money
together
and being
all the
okay
time.
and smiling and happy all the time.
Yes.
Rainbows, little birds chirping,
Absolutely.
like when you open the door to Snow White.
So this is his comment, his paraphrase, but not always a lot of fun. Some days it sucks, but I wouldn't trade it either because I do love her.
Aw.
And I was like, awesome. That's cool. And then what advice do you have for somebody that's getting married? There was a common theme here. Make it fun. Don't lose the fun. Don't get so wrapped up in everyday life that you lose having fun.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yeah, so that's the male perspective, right?
That's pretty
I
neat.
thought that was neat. So I'm interested to hear from
All right, this lady's in her 70s. She's been married, I don't know,
over 50 years.
Over 50 years.
Yeah.
I asked her, how did you know? Where's the questions at?
Right there.
Why did you get married? She said she got she got married so that they could have sex, and
Wow.
he told her they saw each other, or she actually saw a picture of him, and she asked who he was, and anyway, his mom said that's my oldest son, blah 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 blah, and she was like, oh okay. Whenever her mom took her home, she said, I'm going to marry that guy, or
And she had only seen a picture of him?
yes, and
That's crazy.
I might be getting a story wrong. Similar, and she was like, well,
You've taken poetic license.
he's too old for you. He was 4 years older at the time. She was 15, 16.
Ooh.
And she's like, well, we'll see. They ended up getting married. She was 17 years old. He actually told her that he was going to marry her. He didn't ask. He said, I'm going to marry you one day.
Wow.
And that was it.
That's like one of those stories that, I mean, that honestly it sets the bar so high for everybody's expectation out there because I
does.
can promise you it didn't happen that way for me. And it typically doesn't for other people.
It's almost like a movie, like a fairy tale movie.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
I had a Cinderella complex. I wanted Prince Charming to come rescue me.
Because I'm asking her questions. She's like, I just knew I wanted to marry him. I just knew he was the one.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it blows my mind. Anyway, so what did you think marriage was going to be about before you did it? She said she was, they were very old fashioned. He was a farmer, and well, she was 17. So in her mind, she was going to cook him lunch, take it out to the field, have sex, and come home and make babies.
Those are pretty low expectations.
They're going to make babies, and she was going to take care of him and the babies while he farmed. And that was that.
Cool.
The other question, did you get wedding jitters? She was like, no. She said, actually, on her wedding day, it was very rainy, very cloudy. She was in bed, and she was reading a book. Let's see, what was the book she said? Because I wrote it down.
Harlequin Romance.
No, thinking that you would know what the book was. Valley of the Dolls.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you really? You know what book that is? Anyway, she was reading that book. It was rainy, and her mom actually had to come and get her out of the bed and say it's
She was really excited.
time to get married. And she didn't have any jitters. She was all about it. Let's see. What do you think marriage is about now? Companionship. She said in the beginning, it's all passionate. Then the children come along. It's a lot about growing together.
Yes, very
Learning
much
each
so.
other through the years, taking care of family, cherish and honor till death do you part. She says you've got to take those very seriously, Kathy.
Okay. I mean, I am.
And then I said, what do you think about marriage now? Or let's see. No. What advice do you have for someone who is getting married?
How poignant, since this person is going to be your mother-in-law.
You just had to throw it out there.
Sorry.
Know who you are marrying, like the back of your hand. Date for a while. Don't think that you're going to change somebody because they're not going to change. If they're one way when you marry them, guess what? They're going to be that way in the end. Communication.
Hello.
You've got to communicate.
Hello with the procrastination.
Thank God that's something I can live with. You've got to communicate your feelings, and always put your spouse first.
Oh, she didn't say anything about fun. She left fun out of the equation.
But when I see them on a regular basis, I mean, they laugh, they joke, they have a good time together. They're just
they probably just take that for granted.
I mean,
yeah,
it seems like a perfect kind of scenario.
Well, so then I surveyed a female that is currently going through a divorce, right? She had a
This is a tainted one.
She is not tainted.
When you go through a divorce, you become tainted from marriage. You do. There is a part of your life to where you're like, If I could throw up the middle finger, I would. That's what
you
it's
can
like.
do it. I said shit already.
That's what you do.
Oh, and I want to say the F word because
No,
that's
you're
how
not.
she answered one of these questions.
Oh my Lord. Okay,
So I asked her why she got married. So this is a person that has been married twice, right?
Okay.
I asked her why she got married. She said, I don't know.
Tainted. Told you.
And she said, I guess I was in love, man, twice, whatever.
Did she drink it?
No, this was just earlier today.
Oh.
So I asked her again. So these are the same questions that we've posed to the people that have been married happily, seemingly. So I said, what did you think marriage was going to be like before you did it? She said, two people working together, doing life together, not against each other. Did you get pre-wedding jitters? She said she didn't either time. I said, did you do anything regrettable on your bachelorette party? She goes, she couldn't remember a second one. And I was like, I'm sure I was with you. And we went to New Orleans. Well, there was a time when we were doing multiple bachelorette parties in a very short amount of time in New Orleans. And so they all bleed together. Like, gotcha. I don't remember whose was whose. But she said, no, neither time. They were both pretty low key. And I was like, I am sure that we turned up and you probably went home early because that's usually how it goes down. She said, so I asked her what her thoughts were on her wedding day. So the second time she got married, this is crazy. This sounds like a Lifetime movie. The second time she got married, on the day that she got married, she got pulled over by a cop, okay? Because her first husband actually set it up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she ended up having, it was not a good scenario at all. But I mean, she's not in jail, so I guess that's all right. I said, what do you, no, I didn't ask her that one. I said, what advice do you have for somebody that's getting married? She said,
don't do it.
She said, make sure whoever you're marrying is your BFF.
But didn't she think that he was her BFF in the beginning?
She said to make sure. So then my follow-up question was,
how do you make sure?
Would you ever get married again? And she said, hell no, with a big exclamation point.
We've all said that.
She said she would live with someone, though.
We've all said that.
But she's not going to marry him.
That's what people say after they divorce. That is the common answer.
So if you're still married and you say you wouldn't get married again,
right.
Does that mean that you wouldn't get married again?
Let me go quickly through this. This is somebody who's never been married. She is almost 40 years old. She said, I'm the product of many broken homes. My view of marriage is failure. I said, do you want to ever get married? She said very quickly, very loudly, no. Do you or have you ever dreamed of getting married or a wedding? She said very quickly and very loudly, no. I said, do you have any advice for people who are getting married? She said, be open and honest as possible, if you can. I said, is there a magic age to get married? She said, probably 34.
That's pretty specific.
I said, what is marriage about to you? She said spending dumb, stupid money just so you can have kids. So you can entertain them, put them through school, get them clothes, get them food. You work so hard to pay for freaking kids.
And yeah, she was like, if you can't tell, I don't really enjoy children.
Yep. And that was her answers.
Well, so then I surveyed an adorable, amazing young person who's never been married either, and asked her how long her longest relationship was. She said about 8 months, which she trumped me by 2 at least. I said, do you want to get married? She said, one day. What's your view of marriage? Well, her parents were divorced, so that sometimes that can skew your view of marriage. She said that she still believes it's a viable institution and possible to have a long-lasting, successful marriage, which I am like, you go, girl. A lot more difficult than people think, which I'm like, realistic. Hello.
That's very realistic thinking.
And that people jump in too fast sometimes.
I think she has some good parents.
She does, and she has a really good head on her shoulders. So I said, when you were a little girl, did you dream of your wedding or your wedding dress? And she was like kind of not super obsessed, but she thought about it. I said, would you rather marry a Prince Charming or a Mr. Fix-It? Mm-hmm. Or a Mrs. Fix-It. She said that she wanted to say that the right answer was Prince Charming, but that she usually attracted the Mr. Fix-Its. And I was like, that's the much more practical way to go. Mm-hmm. What do you think an average day is like being married? And she was spot the F on, can I just tell you? So you wake up, you drink coffee, you get everybody ready to go. Work, you go to work. You go pick up the kids, you go to whatever t-ball practice, you go home, you cook supper, you drink some wine by yourself, you watch the ID channel, and you go to bed.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's literally like the average day. And then
it's almost like she's been married.
Yeah, I think she probably is taking notes. Anyway, magic age to get married. She doesn't believe there is a magic age, but she did say around the age of 28, she's going to start to get concerned if she's not married.
Or not dating somebody.
Yeah, that's actually a really good age, by the way, if you want to do it. Yeah.
Well, I will say, with all these answers, and
this is just reality.
Talking to people, it enlightened me on a few things.
Well, good.
On different,
that was the whole intention of the show.
But I will say, after doing this, I feel even more confident in my decision to marry the person I'm going to marry.
That's exactly. I wanted to accomplish that goal.
I will. Thank you, Minister.
You're welcome.
She is our minister for our wedding. The difference now versus the others is, which I believe is the number one key to a relationship in general, whether it be a best friend or a marriage, is respect.
Amen. And where did you learn that from?
Thank you, Catherine. And I value her worth. I respect her. Mm-hmm. And I would never do anything to hurt her because of how much I respect her.
I'm going to play this audio at the wedding next Thursday.
That's the truth. Now, my ex-husbands, I didn't respect them, and there were reasons they gave me not to respect them. They didn't respect me. One of them left his kid when he was 1 year old and didn't call or write or anything.
We're not rehashing these.
We're not. But little things make you not respect a person.
The second one was a 2-pump chump.
Yes.
Anyway,
that same one.
That one, yeah.
Anyway, that is the difference. There's a lot of respect there, and which creates a lot of love, which then creates a lot of trust, and it just all falls.
It's foundational.
It all falls there. We have a good time together. I know marriage.
You have fun?
I've been through marriage.
Do you have fun?
I know at times it's not going to be fun, but another difference is,
do you keep fun in the forefront?
I value her so much that I would fight to make it better.
That's why I'm marrying you, and I wouldn't if you weren't saying these things. So I did look up an Urban Dictionary word of the day.
Uh-oh.
And the Urban Dictionary word of the day is heart horny.
What? That is such a horrible word. Whoever
two
created
words.
the word horny, that is so horrible.
Part of the reason I picked it is because you hate that word.
Like, that's almost like succulent, or that is horrible.
Moist.
Oh,
that's another good one. But I didn't look that one up because I'm sure that one would not be good. Heart horny.
Oh, quit saying it.
Oh, well, it's mentioned in this definition.
In the 90s, the guys would walk up, I'm horny.
They walked up to you and said that?
You've never had anybody say that to you?
Yeah, but I mean, it's now, not in the 90s.
They say that to you now? If somebody said that to me right now, I would punch them in their chin.
Well, I mean, I don't
That's
listen.
a dumb word. Don't ever say that again. Unless you're talking about the animal, the horny toad. Don't say
Heart
that.
horny. Horny for love, not really for sex. Just for someone to cuddle with and love you unconditionally. A feeling that occurs when you haven't been in a relationship for a while, right? Or haven't been in one for a while. So I'm going to use it in a conversation.
Oh, no. Please don't say it.
Are you ready? IDK just felt really heart horny yesterday. WDYM just wanted to have someone. IDK.
What does all those letters mean?
Dude, that's text language.
Okay, what is WDYM?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah. It was, I don't know, just felt really heart horny. Why am I doing this for you? Heart horny yesterday. Well, what do you mean? Just wanted to have someone. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. And that's
So I translated it for the people that are not cool.
wow. All right. Well,
So the girlfriend tip of the day, because God forbid you haven't already gotten as much content for a tip
You know
that
what?
you possibly need for
my
today.
tip today is just marry till you
Just
get it
the
right.
tip.
Man. Just the tip. Just marry till you get it right. I mean,
What?
when I think a baker, and it has to stop somewhere.
Yeah, it does, because you're not going to legally be able to get married in Louisiana after this time. That's why I wanted to
Did I
get
mention
married
how
in
much I
Colorado.
respect this person I'm marrying, and everything's going to be fine. However, you can never trust anybody but yourself. I have learned that. You can't even trust your kids. But like a baker, you know what a baker does? When a baker first starts out, he tastes his icing, tastes his cake. He keeps trying until he makes the best cake or the best icing.
Or he quits baking.
And you don't really know how good or how
if
bad you
you're-
have
what if
something
you're a-
until you have comparisons.
What if you're a bad baker?
I think I have gotten to my point, and I have gotten it right. I feel in my heart I have gotten it right.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Thank God.
I mean,
'cause
hell,
my
I'm
name's going to be
40
on your marriage license.
41 years old. I mean, it's time
Okay.
to get it right.
My girlfriend tip of the day is shack up.
Okay, that's a good one too.
Or
All right,
you know what? If you don't want to shack up, just live with your girlfriends.
that is fun. That is fun. All right, well, that has been
And whore
Girlfriends
around for
Talk
money.
Show. Quit saying that word of the day. I don't even know what I'm saying now.
I said heart horny.
Please join us next week. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. If you're listening to us, please find us on YouTube. We're
Yes,
also on YouTube.
thank you.
Watch the show. Check out all the wine bottles in front of us. Yes, we've gone through those. That might be why we're so random. And why
Or
our
you
show.
can find us
is off
on
the
your
key.
Apple Podcast or on Spotify.
All right, till next time.
Stay girlfriends.
I thought you were going to say that word again.
Get horny.
No!